First, Zbigniew Brzezinski, Z-Big, said, "For the first time ever in human history, it's easier to kill 1 million people than it is to manage 1 million people."
Yep. Yep.
People should listen to that again because it tells you everything you need to know. This guy was the architect.
He was the architect, and so it's, there aren't. I talk about this in my book. It's the Trilateral Commission, which Brzezinski started with Rockefeller in, I think, 71 or 72. They drafted what was called the New International Economic Order, which the UN passed the following year. So this became UN policy. So they basically were formed. The next year, their policy and agenda was adopted by the UN. And when you track it, if you really look at it, the UN Agenda 2030 and the Sustainable Development Goals track right back to that as the basis for it 50 years ago. I mean, it really is a 50-year plan, and we actually know who the players are. There's, people like to speculate as who they are, and you can actually find out who they are and where it started and what the ideology is. They don't care about our individual rights. They don't care about property rights. They don't even believe in free will. And unless you understand and respect that, you're not going to know what you're up against. And every time we run into some sort of problem or catastrophe, we're going to associate it. We're going to say, well, it was just a few bad apples, or this was one particular instance that involved a couple of greedy people who made the wrong decisions. And that's not actually true. This is a very strategically, calculated situation that we're running into. So knowing that this stuff has been shut down by Binance, Binance and anything centralized. So how do we get around that? So I will say what I've been doing here is doing these workshops, and I'm trying to get people to just start using self-custody crypto for day-to-day transactions, whether it's crypto or physical gold. I use these gold backs, 1/1000th of an ounce. They have different denominations, or even physical silver. Just exit the system and start doing it with no third parties. Try to get out of exchanges and anything centralized, but it's a challenge.